Jack Dorsey, co-founder and former CEO of Twitter, spoke about India's democratic ways, spoke about his experience in India. Let's talk about it. Let's get right into the show. Before I get into the story, I want you to see this video. Just have a look at this video.
Look, I've often wondered about it, and the last occasion which made me wonder was something which Vikram would relate to. I saw some strange index which somebody had done, saying these are countries, press freedom in countries. Okay. I think I was amazed at our number. I thought we had the most uncontrollable press. And I mean, somebody is getting something fundamentally wrong. So I found, I don't know, Afghanistan was freer than us. I mean, Afghanistan, can you imagine? I mean, where they actually, look, these are all, I mean, I see democracy index, freedom index, religious freedom index, press freedom index. These are all ways of playing mind games, of, elevating somebody you like, doing down somebody you don't like. I think we have to absorb it. We have to combat it. I agree with you. We need to counter it.
This is our External Affairs Minister, Mr. S. Jaishankar, who is supposed to be one of the most happening ministers now. And Mr. S. Jaishankar says that I was amazed. Says kya? He mocks. He mocks, saying that I was amazed at our number. I thought we had the most uncontrollable press and somebody is getting something fundamentally wrong. Okay, we will keep that statement in the side for the moment. I will come back to that statement. Now let's start the story. Yesterday, Jack Dorsey, the co-founder and former CEO of Twitter, said that India is a country that had many requests of us around farmers' protest, around particular journalists that were critical of the government. And it manifested ways such as we will shut Twitter down in India, which is a very large market for us. We will raid the homes of your employees, which they did. We will shut down your offices if you don't follow suit. And this is India, a democratic country. This is what Jack Dorsey had to say. Do you remember Anki Das? Anki Das, if you remember, 2020, she was the policy head of Facebook. And a lot of people believed that the policy head of Facebook only saw policy through the eyes of Bharatiya Janata Party. So whoever Bharatiya Janata Party wanted could stay in the Facebook. Whoever Bharatiya Janata Party wanted to remove what was removed from the Facebook. Whatever was supposed to be there in the Facebook, whatever post was supposed to be there in the Facebook was in the Facebook. Bharatiya Janata Party, you wrote against Bharatiya Janata Party, and that post was out of Facebook. A lot of people alleged that she was being very biased. Finally, she had to quit Facebook. 2020, if you remember. Another incident is Australia. I had done an editorial on this. In Australia, if you remember, 2021, the Australia's largest circulated newspaper had argued that the arrogance, hyper-nationalism and bureaucratic incompetence have combined to create a crisis of epic proportion in India, with its crowd-loving PM basking while citizens suffocate. The title of the article was Modi leads India out of lockdown and into a viral apocalypse. This was the title. India's High Commission wrote a letter describing the article as completely baseless, malicious and slanderous. Of course, the newspaper was based out of Australia, so there is nothing much we could do. Okay. You remember BBC? I'm sure we all do. BBC came out with this first part of the two-part documentary on 17th of January 2023, second on the 24th of January 2023, and on 14th of February, on Valentine's Day, BBC was raided. Acting against what is alleged was non-compliance with transfer pricing rules and diversion of profits, the Income Tax Department carried out surveys at the premises of British Broadcasting Corporation in Delhi and Mumbai. Government officials said survey was conducted in view of BBC's deliberate non-compliance with transfer pricing rules and its vast diversion of profits. Let me also tell you, there are reports that BBC has accepted that they have underpaid taxes up to worth 40 crores. If you don't listen to me, I will raid you. If you don't listen to me, I will put you into a lot of trouble. I will go to your employee's house and raid. This is what Twitter said. And on 14th of February, BBC was raided because they had issued a documentary. They had published a documentary which was not so favorable for Mr. Narendra Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party government. Now, a lot of people will ask that, listen, raid kiya to kya hua? BBC said no, that they are not paid taxes worth 40 crores or whatever, they've undervalued or underpaid taxes. They said no. You see, had BBC been caught under regular circumstances and then this was discovered, nobody would have questioned. Nobody would have questioned. Had BBC been caught when everything was okay, everything was fine, and one fine day BBC get raided, nobody would have questioned. You say something against the government, you say something against Mr. Narendra Modi, and in 10 days you are raided. That is revenge. That is revenge raid. That is revenge of the government. That is how it is. I mean, you don't have to have, you don't need to, kind of do investigation for this. This is a simple open and shut case. You write something bad about me, I'm going to send people to your house. Yeah, in Bombay we had these bhais. लफड़ा करेगा ना, घर पे आएगा. घर पे छोकरे लोग भेजेगा. This is what happens. This is what the government is doing. And now I want you to see that clip once again, what Jaishankar says.
I saw some strange index which somebody had done, saying these are countries, press freedom in countries. Okay. I think I was amazed at our number. I thought we had the most uncontrollable press. And I mean, somebody is getting something fundamentally wrong.
Don't you feel that he is mocking? Don't you feel that this is mockery? A person I respect a lot is Mr. Shekhar Gupta. I respect Mr. Shekhar Gupta for two reasons. His views normally are very centric views. Okay, and the way he speaks also is very centric. Shekhar Gupta, when asked a question that as a journalist in India, how worried are you about your safety or your ability to do your job these days? I repeat the question, as a journalist in India, how worried are you about your safety or your ability to do your job these days? To which Shekhar answers, he says, I have been a journalist in India for more than 40 years. I became a full-time journalist in 1977. It is not correct for me today to say that I am concerned about my safety or about what might happen to me, because that will set a very bad example for thousands and thousands of bright, idealistic young people who are doing journalism in India. I must always have a brave face and I must always have a thick skin, and I must say that I shall do my job. I shall be able to do my job as well as I can. I can't feel sorry for myself. I can't ask people to feel sorry for me. I have just been around too long, and journalism has given me far too much in my country. A very brilliant statement. But his statement reveals it all. He says, I don't want to say that I cannot do my job, or I'm scared of my safety, or I'm scared to do my job in the best of my ability. Not because I don't want to say it. He says, I don't want to say it because that'll demotivate a lot of young journalists. And of course, a lot of people are looking up to him as inspiration. Of course. It'll demotivate a lot of young journalists in India. It'll spoil the new crop. If I were to say that. His every word says it all. Every word. You read this once again. Every word. Just go back and see that screen. Read that once again. Every word he says, it says it all. This is the version of one of India's biggest journalist, if I may call him that. Most celebrated journalist. This is his version. Again, I want you to see that video.
I saw some strange index which somebody had done, saying these are countries, press freedom in countries. Okay. I think I was amazed at our number. You know, I thought we had the most uncontrollable press. And I mean, somebody is getting something fundamentally wrong.
And this is what the government's version is. I mean, the arrogance appalls me. Are you saying that the government is not even aware of what is happening to the media? Or are you saying that the government couldn't care less? Media, freedom of press involves us all. It is as important for me as much as it is important for you, as much as it is important for every human being, every person, every citizen of this country, no matter which wing, right, left, center, which wing you belong to. It is important. And if you understand democracy, you will understand the fact that you need people. You need people who are critical about the government too. You need such people because that builds the balance of democracy. This throttling of freedom of expression, this throttling of free press, this throttling of the right to dissent is worrying me. This is happening too often, and it is happening now blatantly. Kar le jo karna hai. What is also worrying me is the attitude of the government. The government couldn't care less. Not only that it couldn't care less, the government is actually mocking the entire situation, entire issue. My worry is, if we do not take corrective steps, what will remain in this country is this last clip.
आपसे हमेशा देश रखता है, इसमें कोई शक नहीं। लेकिन एक चीज साफ दिखती है मोदी जी कि आपको अपने लिए कुछ नहीं चाहिए। एक फकीरी है आपके स्वभाव में। ये कहां से आई? क्या आप हमेशा से ऐसे ही थे या धीरे धीरे फकीरी आती चली गई?